Hi, I'm Harsha, harshaandbliss.com. I had spoken in my last video about all the various points in general, about the importance of meditation, about life as in whole, and now I am going to get little more specific, and today I'll speak about meditation. What is meditation and why we need to do it? So, let's understand the various components of our existence, because that's where it all begins. We all have three sections of our existence. There is body, there is mind, and there is soul. So we all know, for the body is very obvious to all of us. We have the biggest interest in that, in our physical existence. And then there is mind. The mind which controls our activities. And then there is the third layer, which is our soul. The layer which is most misunderstood and neglected. Now, for the reason why I'm saying this is, we need to maintain each layer, each of these three parts. The body is maintained through our food that we eat, and that's very obvious because there is a demand for it which is very easily perceived. We feel hunger. So there is no real difficulty in understanding this demand and the desire to maintain our physical body, our physical beauty. It gives us everything. This is our vehicle. Then there is mind, the layer which actually controls the body. The body is just an instrument. It is just bringing all the information to the mind. It's the mind which actually enjoys. The mind is asleep. You can't eat your food. You will not be able to enjoy it. A person is in coma and he is being given various kind of things intravenously. Then he is not aware of it. Now there are two layers within these two layers, that is body and mind. There are two intermediate links. Body to mind, which is physico-psychic, and mind towards body, psychophysical. Physico-psychic movement, psychophysical emanations. So these are actually, this is the layer of morality. Each one have 5 individual points which I will talk later on. There are things that exist at a physical level which impact the mind. And there are things that exist at a psychic level which needs to be practiced to control the body. They need to be practiced at the physical level. So these are the linking things. Then there is soul, the ultimate layer. Soul is the reflection of the Almighty, God, whatever you may say, and that is pure level where mind cannot reach. But it can reach to an intermediate level which is called psycho-spiritual level. We do our meditation at psycho-spiritual level. Mind which tries to connect to the soul. Now, if we don't maintain our physical body, we will die. Obvious to us. So we make an effort. We don't even need to make an effort, it comes naturally to us. The mind, you see, the pure psychic part is in music, in arts, things like that. And the intermediate things are all in the middle. We play to enjoy. It doesn't give us anything, but it gives us psychic encouragement. Things we do at a physical level to improve us. We do a puzzle, crossword puzzle. It's a physical thing, but it improves the mind. Right? So there are these kind of things which are there, which we all practice all the time, and there is no problem. And it is needed. For the development of the society, this is needed. Now comes the soul. This is the topic of my entire series. Because people don't understand what is the soul. They get confused, they are scared, all kinds of things. So let's try to understand that if we don't, since we are not aware of it, obviously it is being neglected. And what is the effect of this neglect? You see the chaos around the world today, complete breakdown of our societies, no trust amongst each other, and hatred for each other. You see, at the physical level, we are farthest from each other. As you come to a subtler level, from mental level and then spiritual level, the source of our origin is the same cosmic entity. So we come closer if we come close to the real cosmic goal. There are pieces of iron lying around, they are not attracted to each other. But the moment they get that electric current, they all become magnets and they come together. So is the mind, so is the soul. As you come closer to your cosmic goal, you will find that people grow closer to each other. I am not talking about religion. I have told you in the past, religion is man-made, it is regional, it is diversive. This is not our topic. Anything which is not universal cannot be God or representative of God. You see, in science, there is no differentiation. The body of a person in Japan or India or in Africa or in Scandinavia or in America, Australia, anywhere, medically it's all the same. We all have the same organs, we have the same structures. Blood can be transfused from person of one continent into the another. So, the moment you go to a doctor, you stop being whatever religion you belong to. Hindu, Christian, Muslim, or any other faith. It's all outside. The moment you enter a hospital, the moment you go to a doctor, it's all the same. You remove the clothes, same body. That is called universality. And this has to be there in spiritual level as well. And that can only be if you follow the laws of the creation. There is no invention here. It's only discoveries. You don't invent God, you don't invent His laws, you don't do anything of that sort. And over the ages, these scientists who have discovered the layers of mind and the laws of spirituality have been these hermits, these monks, who have researched in their mental laboratories. They found the layers, they found the systems. And this process has been evolved for the humanity, for the human body and mind, which is called yoga. And the purest form of yoga is in Tantra Yoga. Tantra is what? I have already said, liberation from darkness is Tantra. That means when a person says, I come from you, O God, you are my Guru. And the Guru says, you are mine. That Guru, which is the ultimate Guru, as I say, what is the name? Yes. In Tantra, the term is given as Tarak Brahma. Tarak means the bridge. Bridge between the created and then beyond the beyond creation. Savikalp, Nirvikalp. Which is infinite. So, it is that point, that tangential point between these two, that tangential point is the Guru, real Guru. Because he is the only one who can take you across that from creation beyond it. To merge, the river merges into the ocean. And this yoga is the process which involves meditation. Now, what is meditation? You see, mind thinks, it contemplates, it does not stay without contemplation. But the contemplation is in 360 degrees, all around. There is no direction, going around in circles. So, there is no resultant movement. You may be going around in circles for the entire day and there is no further movement. You have not gone from A to B, you are in A only. But when you give it a direction, the same energy takes you from point A to point B. Meditation is contemplation with a direction. It's like this. If you see a magnifying glass, when you focus the light normally you don't feel anything. But if you use a magnifying glass, that magnifying glass focuses that rays of light into a point and tremendous heat is now found there. Those energies are pinpointed and it catches fire. Similarly is the mind. Mind is spread out in all directions. But the moment you put it into one single pointed direction, it develops tremendous of psychic energy. There is tremendous flow of energy which is felt through the Kundalini, through your spine, it starts rising. The moment it hits the point, the mind gets concentrated and there is a big transformation. But it must follow a direction, and that direction is given in meditation at the time of initiation. And that what is given is called mantra. That which has the power is the vehicle of mind. Mantra is a vehicle of mind. For physical movement, you have vehicle like the physical body. But for mind to move towards spiritual direction, you need a mantra, a vehicle. And that is mantra. Mantra which has been energized through the power of the Guru. There are millions of mantras. If you pick up the texts and these manuals of religion and so on, a lot of mantras. But they are not energized by anybody. If you practice it with great faith for the entire life, you might move small distance. Yes. But your movement will be very small. And you might get derailed very easily. So, we need to have meditation as a food for soul. Your soul is hungry. There is chaos around the world. Why? Because we are all at a physical level now. The mind has sunk to the physical level. Instead of rising towards spiritual level, it is sinking. If you see, we are only concentrating on physical things now. The world has become totally materialistic. I am not saying material is not important. Material is important. But you need to give it a place. It's not going to give you happiness, ultimate happiness. Money is important, but in a limited range. Not less, not too much. You have too less, you are in trouble. If you have too much, your mind will go out of control. While having all these things, we need to be a practitioner. You see, if I want to be, let's say, a very common example, I want to be a doctor, let's say a doctor. So, what happens? When we are young, when we are in the school at the last stages, we start choosing our subject. We start working towards it. We take biology as our subject. And then, as we finish our school, we go into college. We need to then pick up a particular subject. We go further in biology. And then there is 4-5 years of MBBS, the bachelor's degree. And then you become doctor of science. 5 years and another 2-3 years. So, I think by the time you are 27, 28, you basically start becoming a small-time doctor. And then you do your research and you work hard, those who really want to be a good doctor. And then by the time you reach your senior age, you become a mature doctor and you are able to do justice to your field. Then what happens? You see a patient and within no time, you are able to assess the problem. Right? Same thing is with spirituality. Today I am sitting and talking to you. Why? Because I have been practicing it since a tender age, an age when the mind was still forming. And I was fortunate that the correct way of thinking, correct way of performing, utilizing the mind, mental faculties was given to me. And then I think I was very fortunate that my guru gave me the guidance, the energy, and so on, that I continued to practice it despite various diversions in life. Believe you me, I have had more diversions than another common man. If you see my website, my photographs, I have traveled the world, I have done this and that, everything. Which means that I have gotten into all kinds of distraction. Imagine a seafarer, notorious for doing all kinds of nonsense. And I have seen all those things. And I have gone through all those experiences. But I never gave up my meditation. So, eventually, a time came when the penny dropped. When the Guru said, okay, fine, now you need to graduate to the next level. And the next level. The journey is controlled by him. You need to follow it. It's like you join a college, they give you the curriculum, they give you the processes, you do all those things. And as you do, you don't have to think about what to do. You are already being given what to do next. You just keep following those processes diligently. And what happens? When you do it diligently, you finally come out in a successful way. If you do meditation, I can guarantee you, your mind will get into a very methodical way of thinking. You will lose negativity. I have had innumerable situations where my mind should have sunk, but it didn't. I was surprised that how did I get out of this without being damaged? But I always found positivity at the end of it. At the end of my negative experiences, I found all the positive things, all the positive points that I could get out of those negativities. And for me, it was kind of a wonderful thing. When I look back, I say, no, each experience was important. It was needed. So that is what importance of meditation is. And we need to do meditation if we need to develop in our all-round aspect. So this is the point about meditation. So finally, let me conclude this aspect of meditation, the importance of it, that your mind has two functions, moves in two directions. If it goes into a lower direction, it is the cause of your bondage. And when you meditate and you make it your friend, it goes in a subtler direction, then it is the cause of your emancipation. Mind is the cause of bondage, and mind is the cause of your emancipation. You know, in Star Wars, there was a movie where it used to say, space, the final frontier. But actually, it's the mind which is the final frontier. Because just see, you can reach into infinity within no time through your mind. There was a question, which is the fastest thing? And the answer was mind. It does not need any time to reach any place, anywhere. Instant. Now, this factor I will develop later on, and I will talk about a very popular, very important factor about why we should do meditation also, since there is life, there is death, and there is rebirth, transition into the next life. Very, very important, philosophy or facts that we all need to understand, that I need to tell you, explain it to you, so that you will understand where we are coming from, what are we doing now, why our present is important, and where we'll go in future. We are all travelers. You see, these astrologers, they able to predict our past very easily. But when it comes to predicting future, it becomes very, very complicated. Very few people can actually get to the close to the predictions. Sometimes they hit the nail on the spot, sometimes no. Most of the times no. Why? It's not that they don't know the science principles. You need to understand that the law of nature, of creation, is action and its reaction. Your present is created by your past actions. God has not created it. And your present actions is going to create your future. But since those actions between now and future has still not been done, they're still in progress. So we don't know what the future is. If you change your actions, your future will also change. And that is why the future is hazy. As you go in further distance in time, the future becomes completely grey. Whereas the past is already solid, is already done, finished. So it's very easy to see it. And that is why our present is very, very critical. And that is why meditation is very, very critical. Because that is part of your actions. So I will talk about it in my next video. Until then, goodbye.